Another day, another freaking Shadow of War video that I have to break down and give my opinion on because the internet... Okay, so today's video is a showcase on some of the wildlife in the game, specifically the really big variety that want to eat you. Most of it was kind of just explaining some of the stuff we already saw in the extended gameplay trailer last month, but there were a few noteworthy points. So what they showed off focused mostly on drakes, which are a completely new creature in the series. No, they aren't full-fledged dragons or anything, but they're pretty damn cool nonetheless. So what we know about drakes is that in addition to possibly being available in fortress sieges, they can also be encountered throughout the wild. Pretty standard and expected by most, I would assume. The way they appear in the wild is slightly different though, as they can just appear kinda randomly. It's a bit different from Graugs in Shadow of Mordor because they usually spawn in set locations. The way they described it is that the drakes showed up randomly and caused havoc on the battlefield with absolutely no affiliation on either side. That sounds pretty good to me because it makes encounters a little bit more unpredictable and adds extra elements to the game, so that's good stuff all around. Also, as expected, Talion can brand and ride these drakes, as we've already seen. The drakes can charge up massive fireballs, spew fire, and eat enemies to regain health, similar to what Graugs do. Another note is that in order to mount the drakes and take control, you need to weaken them and bring them down to the ground, which is most likely done with bow abilities. There is also a skill called Shadow Mount, which allows you to mount drakes and other creatures one would presume from a distance or while they're still in the air. If that wasn't enough, you can also summon drakes as well, which sounds super awesome. So more or less, drakes were the main focus of the video. The other points touched on were about subspecies of Graugs and possibly Caragors. They talked about Icy Graugs, which is a name I find kinda stupid and would prefer them to be called Frost Graugs, but whatever. Aside from the Frost Graug throwing ice instead of rocks, I kinda struggle to see any big difference in how it behaves compared to other Graugs. To me, it seems like this is mostly a cosmetic update depending on where in the world you are, so, you know, we'll see what happens with that. It might have been nice to see entirely new subspecies or different animals entirely depending on where you are, but I guess that might be asking too much. Finally, they hinted at a couple new bits of information that isn't public yet regarding the Graugs, so hopefully there are some cool secrets in there. Overall, the drakes seem pretty cool. They do what I think everyone expected them to, and honestly, that's totally fine. Riding a fire-breathing mini-dragon is always a plus in any video game ever. Yes, I really mean any video game. Again, I hope that the game doesn't become too easy with all this available to Talion. I think an awesome counter to this would be having orc captains that also ride drakes or Graugs. We saw some of that in the DLC for the last game, and of course there was a Caragor rider in the gameplay reveal for Shadow of War. Stuff like that would definitely raise the difficulty of some encounters and just be awesome to play through in general. Anyways, what do you think about that video, and is there anything I missed? If there is, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe to my channel. If you want to support me, two different ways you can do that. Throw a tip if you're watching on VidMe, and if you want to, you can always support my Patreon. Link to that in the description. I am PattyJack, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.